rest of the Citadel Forge with Fire intro video, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why the past few videos that I have tried to make, like something goes wrong and like I get cut off in the middle of them. My last one was Boundless. I need to go back and redo the Boundless intro video where I show you what that game is all about. But I haven't. I digress. Anyway, Citadel Part 2, we'll call it. Part 1 will already previously be uploaded on a live stream type deal that's probably up on YouTube at this moment. And this live stream should start right after. Okay, anyway, this is my La Horse. I love him. His name is Ponyta. If he was a Pokemon, I would catch him. He's a unicorn. He's a corrupted unicorn. And I love him. Occasionally, he gives me this stuff called Unicorn Blood. It's very amazing. We need all that we can have. Thank you, sir. Close this door just so people don't come in. This is my revive stone. If I die, I can revive at my house here. This is just a simple deconstructor. Anything you put in it just spits out whatever the thing's made of, pretty much. Another workbench, another crafting table. Oh, there's a crafting table downstairs I didn't show you. Anyway, 2 more furnaces. I have like little decorations around here. I'm very proud of this window. I love it a lot. Okay, anyway. I've made my table and then I put a giant horse ass in front of it. So if you're gonna eat dinner over here, yeah, the worst view of the house. I'm sorry, I'm afraid. But anyway, I digress. This is where all my storage is, bulk storage, just bulk armor, weapons, extra of anything I have. There's another weapons and armor. That one's slowly getting full of weapons and armor, I need to break stuff down and I don't. Lots of dye. You can dye your clothes, you can dye your animals, you can dye your weapons, pretty much anything, your broomsticks, all of that. This is my 3rd and final floor. It is pretty much just for like comfort or whatever. There's just like some little decorations up here, some chests I don't really use. I have that crap in it. I was crafting something with that, I believe, bread or something, I don't remember, but the rest of those are empty. I have Polar Bear Dave up here. Polar Bear Dave, everybody, Polar Bear Dave. He is my polar bear and his name's Dave. He chills up here in the master bedroom where I have my bed. Very nice little beds. My little stuffed animal heads I of course have everywhere. Thought this place was really cool. I like the look of it from the outside a lot more than I do from the inside. Eventually this will all be that ornate marble that you've seen in the previous video at the beginning of my house. This stuff right here, it'll eventually all be like that. This one's slowly getting turned over. You can see the wood where it was wood and it's being turned into marble. This down here is a animal taming / release / whatever you want to call it room. We've used it a couple of times where like Jimmy will have his animal in here that he tamed and he's like, here, you take over it and I'm gonna go get another animal or what have you. Or my phoenix that he actually caught for me and then put it in there, released it, and then I had to tame it. And then we've used it a couple of times. I used it to release an animal that I did have, just, you know, safe release. You don't have to fight it if you don't want to. If you release them and you don't you don't put them in there, they instantly become hostile and you do have to fight them again and put them down. Anyway, this is my garden. It's an indoor garden because people can steal your stuff if you're, you know, especially if you're on a PvP server. People are going to be raiding you and things like that. This is a PvE server, so everything's very peaceful. No one cares. I mean, it's as peaceful as it makes you be. I should say it's not everybody's peaceful. If someone could access this garden, I'm sure that they would steal my plants. If they can see your stuff through your windows, like if they could reach a bag that was sitting here full of stuff, or possibly this little food processor, it gives you food all the time, they might take that as well. It just depends. Higher level people probably aren't going to take your little measly craps, my little snapdragons. Low level people, this is like a gold mine and they would probably take it all. I know because I've been there and I've done it. This is just my box for all the stuff that I do in the garden, crops that we grow, anything I use to make these plots with or expand the garden. These are my sprinkler systems. They have fertilizer in them currently. That's why they're spitting out this green poop looking stuff. It's actually fertilizer, so I guess it is poop, kinda. Haha. But they help the plants grow faster. fertilizing that you put your water in there. Water's in there all the time, but it pulls from these little mana crystals that you add into these little generators, and you add your fertilizer, and then it spits fertilizer as well as the water, which why you see around the plants it has the 1 bar of blue, which is water, and 1 bar around that green, which is fertilizer, signifying that this plot is full of fertilizer and water, and that it's good to grow a plant in. If you interact with the plot, it actually tells you how much water and fertilizer is in there. That's again the blue and the green, and pretty much this is how you add your seeds. Or if you were gonna put water in there, I don't think you can just like carry water in this game. You can carry fertilizer and you can add it that way, but I'm not seeing how you can carry water. If it's a thing, I just don't know how. But yeah, that's my indoor garden. It's very helpful. Keeps us running on plants. You need the plants for a lot of the things you craft in this game. You think you're not going to need them, and then you do need them. This blue stuff is a bubble. I have a giant bubble in my house. Jimmy put it in the middle of the house, so it just kind of engulfs everything. If you can see, Jimmy's house is over here. He has like 3 different bubbles. All the green and the blue and everything else. He's also got turrets up here, and they shoot anything that wanders in the bubbles. He has a phoenix as well. His is blue, and his little unicorn is white. His is a like just regular unicorn, I guess. I don't know. Mine's corrupted. His is not. His is like very angelic, and mine's very demonic. His house is done all in regular marble. Remember, we're doing mine in the ornate marble, and then this is the regular marble. It's like a white, prettier, lighter color. I don't know why we went like he's the light and I'm the dark on this, I guess. I don't know. But he's got all his little furnaces set up, his revive stones, his like chest with all his stuff in it that I could take from him. I won't though. Unless I need something. His little throne, and then he has these random generators. These right here make just like random pieces of high level gear, armor, or items that are hard to get in the game. They're like occasionally, like every 4 hours or something like that, it spits out 2 items, so that's why we have a bunch of them, so we can get a lot of items. Also, obviously this is another food processor. It makes the food that you use to keep your animals tamed. You have to keep feeding your animals, kind of like Ark. Except in Ark, if you don't feed them, they die, and in this one, if you don't feed them, they just become free again, and they'll attack you. But yeah, so that's kind of a rundown of Jimmy's place. And he has Belial outside. Belial! Hi, Belial! Belial is a demonic imp, and he belongs to Jimmy, and he just sits out here waiting to kill things. I think he has the 2... I want to say just the 3 little pets. He doesn't have a 4th right now. He's waiting for that infernal dragon. It's very big. It's a big dragon. I'm gonna park it somewhere over here, I reckon. We have this little pixie thing by our house where we go and kill these pixies and collect their dust. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the fighting, I guess, since we're already kind of in a fight. And obviously they don't hurt me very much. Very high level. When you first start, they're kind of rough, but they're not anymore. And like as you can see, why they're not a challenge anymore right now. This is like your base starting level area of the game. That's where we built our first houses, was kind of down in the starting area, which this is a starting area, this is a starting area, this is a starting area. So if you are to start the game, you'll pick in one of these 3 south spots. That's where you'll start. There's no spawn to start up north. I know if you're familiar with Ark, you've seen that you can spawn in so many different areas and locations on the map. This one just doesn't have that. It gives you the 3 spawn locations to start it. That's pretty much because it starts out with, as you can see, there's exclamation marks and question marks on the map. You have quests in this game. It's not like Ark where you just kind of started out and you're kind of figuring things out on your own as you go and trying to find all of the little what are they called in that game? Explorer's notes. You're trying to find all of those and piece the puzzles together. This one's not really like that. It starts out, you get your quest missions, you find out what's going on a little bit, and you move on, and you know why these people want you to do this stuff. Anyway, It's very good. I like the fact that in a game like this that is very similar to those type of games, that there are quests and NPCs and people other than just other players in the world. It's really good. It's really good. The way they did it is really good. It has something that not a lot of these builder survival type of games, which I wouldn't say this one is very survivally. You don't have to eat, you don't have to drink, you don't have to sleep, nothing like that. But in these type of games, it's really rare to see quests and NPCs and like rewards and things like that. Like, it's really rare. It's really rare. But so that's one of the aspects of this game that makes it really cool. Again, if you're comparing to Ark and stuff like that, it's very similar. There's a lot of telltale differences, but it's very similar. If you're looking at the level up system, instantaneously, you're gonna realize that this is like kind of like your Ingram situation where you're buying the things that you want to learn how to build and things like that. It has a setup, again, kind of similar to Ark. Not really. I don't want to say that it's 100%, but it is similar. You pick your trees and you go down them. Obviously, I've leveled wood. I skipped stone. I skipped white marble. I went for ornate. Obviously got all the torches. I skipped flags, went more with decorations, like decor. You only get so many points. Eventually you will max out. You have a mastery level. 60 is your max level, and then you mastery after anything after that. Like, I'm mastery 11, so that means I am actually technically a 71 level. But anyway, I digress. Once you start getting into masteries and leveling up, you can go down to the bottom of these skill trees, and you can actually start participating. Like, actually, I can't talk today. You can actually start actively getting these mastery skill points, mastery like level items that you can make and craft now. But you have to buy again all the way down the tree till you get them. I kind of stopped off because a lot of things, if like Jimmy has them, I'm not going to get them because he can make them and put them down for me. Same with the stuff that I've got. He's not necessarily going to buy, though, spend his points on that stuff because I can make it and put it down for him. Or we can make each other weapons or gear or whatever. This is just kind of the player list for the server. You can, make your friends, invite them to your little guild, whatever you want to do. This is your tame page. This is all for, like I said, you can only have 4 animals. It's not like Ark where you can fill up an entire fucking chunk of an island with just all the animals that you've tamed and owned. It's not like that yet. I think it's going to take a step like that. Like I said, if it's on PC and that update is live, I've not seen it. I mean, it might be. I play on console. This is PS4, and I don't have the update yet, and I still only have 4 animals. But you can choose what you want. I definitely wanted the Phoenix. I definitely wanted the Corrupted Unicorn. Dave, Polar Bear Dave, he was just kind of a fine, random. I didn't know there was polar bears in this game, and we walked up on Polar Bear Dave, and we were like, holy shit, a polar bear. And so I tamed it, and we named him Polar Bear Dave. We brought him home. Eventually, if I did have to release an animal, it will actually probably be my dragon. I know that sounds stupid, because everybody's like, why don't you just release the weak polar bear? I like him. I like Polar Bear Dave. I don't think I'll get rid of him just because he's kind of like a joke to me, and I've grown attached to him, I guess. I don't foresee releasing any of my stuff until at all. I feel like I'll probably just hang on to what I've got until that update does roll through and I'm able to just tame more. I don't really know when that's gonna happen. I'm hoping soon. Anyway, you, see, there's your journal for all your quests. You're gonna find that in Ark. This is your inventory. You can craft quick stuff on the fly. Other stuff you need the specific crafting tables for. Again, a lot like Ark, like Boundless, like the Forest. You can craft certain things on yourself, but you're gonna need more advanced technologies to help you make more advanced stuff. Your spells, this is kind of how you put your spells on your weapons. I will give you just a small taste of that. Like, you would add a dark essence into your quote-unquote cauldron, your spell, whatever you want to call it here. And let's throw some bones on there just because they give you leech, which when you attack helps fill your life points, your HP back up. So yeah, we're gonna add that to the spell. Calamity is one of my favorite spells to put, especially on a melee, especially one as strong as this. It puts out damage, and therefore you get more HP back. So we're gonna craft our spell now, and now this weapon has a spell called Calamity on it. So if we wanted to use Calamity, there's Calamity. It's an orb. It does damage while also healing you. I was going to see if I could find something to kill to show you how Calamity works. A boar will do, and that is Calamity. I know these guys are kind of low level, so I kill them pretty quickly, but like the ball comes out, touches them once and they die. But it touches them, does damage, sends you the HP. These guys just are very low level, they're very weak, and Calamity does like 200 per second. Like, it's pretty good. I like it a lot. Different things give you different stuff. Like, you saw me add those bones to the spell. If I were to add Phoenix Eyes, the leech would be stronger. If I was to add some obsidian, I would get bonus damage. Like, it depends on what you're trying to get to, what you're trying to work for. If you're trying to work for more damage, you might add the stuff for that. I like leech, especially on my blood stuff. The reason I like leech on my dark spells is, on blood stuff. On my dark spells, the reason that I like leech on that is because you have to use your HP to use that spell. That's what that spell is made from, pretty much, is your blood, your HP, whatever you want to call it, quote unquote. So if you have like 10 life, you don't want to throw out Calamity because it's gonna suck like 30 life out of you as soon as you throw it out, and it'll kill you, unless you're hitting something for that 200 damage. And then say you have, your five Phoenix Eyes on, and you're getting like that 15% leech. You might, get you a little health back to where you're not gonna die, and you can just kind of keep going. Especially it's an AoE, so it hurts everybody around you as soon as you throw it out. And so, like, say you've got 6 things beaten on you, you're hitting them for all that 200 pop a second, and then you're getting all that 15% regen, and it's almost impossible to kill you, and it's really cool. It's really cool to be able to take on a whole room with nothing but you and a Calamity spell and just live through it. Like, we fought there's boss dungeons that you have to get these keys for and make them, put them together, and then take them and unlock the dungeon. You can run it for an hour. These dungeons are really, really hard. They're really tough. We're to level 60s now, and we've not beaten one yet. Do I think we will running it by ourselves? Most definitely. It's not going to take us long. Especially Jimmy's a beast. He will definitely get us through it with me tagging along and helping. But we did make it to the end. We saw the boss phoenixes. There were 2 of them. They're bright green. They shoot these giant bright green fire tornadoes at you that just burn you down and die. Like, you die instantly if you touch these tornadoes. And we're just trying to figure out how to get around them. And it's just like a mechanic we've not faced yet. We've not fought before, so it killed us the first time we made it. The first couple times we actually made it to those phoenixes, they killed us. Which is not very surprising. It's something, like I said, we've never seen before. Trial and error. We'll eventually get it down, and we'll fucking rape, we'll kill them, smash them, destroy them, keep going, and do the next dungeons. Because there are different dungeons that you can do. They get harder with each dungeon. This is the Phoenix one down here. It starts out. There's another one up here, another one here, I believe, and then one more over here. And you have to get all the pieces to these keys and put them together. It takes 10 pieces. Like, Phoenix shards are needed for the Phoenix dungeon, and you get 10 of them. You put 10 or 20. I think it's 20. 20, I want to say. You put them together in your forge and cook it down into this key. Excuse me, I have really bad gross, it's nasty indigestion going on right now. But you cook it down into this key, and then you take it to the dungeon, and you put it in. Dungeon, like I said, opens up. You can run it for an hour. I think it's suggested to run them with 4 players, but I don't know. We're just 2, and we will eventually beat every dungeon on this map at least once. Probably multiple times, knowing Jimmy, because he's not going to want to stop. Which is fine with me. I'll run them with him as many times as he'd like to go inside. Other people obviously can build on this map because it is a PvE server. It's a live server. People play on it, obviously. You can create your own single player to where no one is playing with you and have the world to yourself. You can do what you want. I obviously usually always play multiplayer servers. Other people don't bother me. We could play PvP. I wouldn't mind. The only thing the reason that we didn't pick PvP because we never played this game before. Similar games to this that we have played before that we did start on PvP or rather than PvE because we were starting it with like a 4-man team, or we were starting it with people that had experience in the game. Like whenever we started DayZ, we played with our buddies and they had experience in DayZ and they really, helped us out, told us what to do, where to go, what to hit up, what not to hit up, how to live, how to survive. And so we didn't really mind. This game we didn't know anything about when we started, so we just picked a PvE server and started playing. I feel confident in us now that I would definitely be willing to take this to a PvP server. Other than just like protect our house and stuff, I like raiding. Raiding's fun, like taking other people's stuff and watching them get mad about it. I love that shit. I don't want anybody to take my stuff. On the other hand of that though, this is someone's house. I was just checking to see if they were abandoning it. Abandoned it? I can't say that word. It or not. They have not. They're still online and active. If it says abandoned, you can open the doors and loot the chests and stuff. So that's about as much as the raiding aspect you're gonna get on PvE. Or somebody accidentally leaving a door open while they log off, which I have been known to do. And then you could possibly take some stuff that was laying out, but you can't open anybody's doors, you can't open anybody's chests unless they're abandoned on a PvE server. If it's PvP, you could bust through the side of the wall and take everything that you wanted, more than likely. I mean, nothing there to stop you once you're in. Fun times on Ark raiding people, fun times on Conan raiding people. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of my setup. This is kind of my house, like, just a little basic rundown of the game. I love the brooms, the wands, the dragons, the phoenixes, the freaking unicorns, like, everything you see just about is harvestable. Like these big crystals, you need those for just about everything. They're rune crystals, they power your mana generators and everything. Of course you can do wood, rock, don't really harvest dirt or sand or anything like that in this one. You can't make glass like you would normally make glass panes, and put them up for your windows and stuff like that. You just can't do that in this one. You either make windows that have glass panes or you make windows that don't have glass panes. Like obviously the ornate has the glass panes in them. You can't see them. They are there, I assure you. And this one has a glass pane, but like my wooden ones are just open and you can't barely see them there. Of course my phone's got to ring in the middle of recording like it does every time, which is fine. But anyway, that's kind of my rundown. That's kind of my house. I used to have a giant tree guardian. His name was Derek, and he died, and so he has a little tombstone in R.I.P. Derek, and I miss him very much. Anyway, that's underneath my house. I have lighting everywhere. I think it's really pretty. They give me green and purple torches, so I put them everywhere because those are my two favorite colors. But yep, that's Citadel. That's pretty much the flying, fighting, and everything like that. It's a big, massive open world. Lots of fun. Like there's everything from natural acid pools, natural healing pools, natural mana pools. There's monoliths that you can go out and get 50% or whatever it is bonus EXP for so long. All you have to do is touch them, and then you can go run the caves around there and level up really quickly. There are volcanoes. There's 2 volcanoes. Well, 1 volcano and then like a dormant volcano type thing. This one is not dormant. It is very full of lava. If you go there and there's lava caves in there, this cave runs from one side of the volcano to the other, like in and out kind of deal. and it's full of those demonic imps and lava, and it's pretty tough, so be careful. There's a bunch of stuff out this way. Like, I've not flushed the whole map out just yet. I'm getting there. This is flushed out right here. It cuts in real deep here, and so you can't map that any more than I have right there. Same with like down here. It doesn't really go past the map, like stops you. The invisible wall, quote unquote, kind of stops you when you get close down there. But the basic majority of the map that you see before you is open. Like I said, I'm missing a few things there, missing a little up this way, and a little over here. I also am missing a little down this way. But it's getting there. And these are just your fast travels. You can fast travel to these various locations around the map. Again, I was talking about those healing pools. That's what the little hearts are. And these little ones that look like a little fire pit are the mana ones. Mana, however you want to say it. Please let me know. I say mana. People I play with say mana. I don't know. I say mana. I don't remember which one I say now. Mana. Mana, I don't know. We'll see whatever comes out next time anyway. I really dig it. I like the map style. I like the, you feel like you're in this, mystical old knights in shining armor castle world. I like it a lot. People have built their own little random castles around the world that you can kind of, fly up on, and they're masterful in these big things, and they're really dope. Actually, I would take you to see one of these said amazing castles. Obviously, we're small time. It's just me and Jimmy playing over here, so we're very small bananas. But these other people, I don't know if they're just guilds that are building together, or if they're just I don't know if they're guilds building together, if it's just one guy who just goes ham on this or what. But you can build some really awesome, cool, masterful pieces of stuff. Once we get over here, get in the draw distance, and this loads a little, you'll see what I'm talking about. You can really put a lot into this game. And people they've put quite a bit into it, and it looks really cool. And there's actually a ball and 2 little nets, Quidditch courts that you can put together and actually get on your broomstick and get this ball and play Quidditch, and it's really cool. Have I done it yet? No. Do I have a court? No, not built it yet. Have I seen someone that tried to build one? Yes. Am I about to fly up on one and show you what it looks like? Yes. This is by no means, I have nothing to do with this guy, not affiliated. Hyperion owns Sue my pants off. We're not seeing eye to eye at the moment on the server. Anyway, this is his Quidditch court, which I'll give it to him. It's not bad. I like that it incorporates the lava, I guess. I do think these round things are weird. I don't know. I had nothing to do with this. I don't know. It looks dope though. I'd play Quidditch on it. Just 2 little portals there. There's supposed to be a ball. I don't think it's done. It looks cool though. I don't know. I don't talk to this guy. But I did want to show you these big, massive, just amounts of work you can put in on this game, and massive castles you can build, and what it can look like. And if you see, those are portals up there for fast traveling, and all those are turrets on the sides for shooting and fighting. And could you imagine trying to raid something like this, ladies and gentlemen? You walk up onto it and just bah 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 bah, all those turrets attack you. It would eat you up in a second. All this is just all your health would melt instantly. It's a pretty cool castle, and like I said, it's not, I have no affiliation, nothing to do with this, but I think it's dope. I figured I'd show it in the video just so you could get a idea of what you can do, how you can really make it look good. These are more of those random room generators. This was very different. People, you know, obviously build things and they put their work in on what they want to put their work in. Things look nuts whenever you put some work in. It's very cool, like I said, and then I can't really stop you from walking around their place if it's all, especially open like this. Which I tend to invite myself into any place that is open. I'm just like, hey, how's it going? You got any stuff for me? No, they're not full again. Sometimes they're full of stuff. He has obviously like 6 million. Like, obviously, I don't think he's gonna like miss if I grab a couple of things out of these generators. I'm not the total dickhead. I fill up his rune generators over here and shit just to like help out, to kind of take up for if I do like take a piece of equipment out of one of those things or something like that, but I don't really do it often. Don't really need them. We have generators at the house that are just plenty fine enough for us. Until we built those food processors, I'm not gonna lie, we janked a little food from him. Very helpful on that. Thanks, buddy. Sorry. Again, like, welcome to it. If this was PvP, I would be trying to break into this shit like mad. I can't say that I wouldn't, because I'm hungry. Let me eat. Like, come on. I gotta feed these animals, man. Up here with all these, like, these little food processor generators, like, all this food. I don't need all this food. Feed the poor, man. But now we have our own. We make our own food. We fight very well now. There's no need to rely on the pickings and, like, this little bit of stuff you can find laying around from others. It's just not needed anymore. At the beginning of the game, it was very helpful to be able to take some of the food or some of that equipment, put a little runes in there, kind of feel like you made an even trade, and it, like, helped you out, helped him out. Not a big deal. But like I said, as you get into the game, you level up more. It's pretty beautiful game. Right now, this is the wintry, like, cold times. As you go south, it gets warmer, greener. The daytime will come at some point, and it's brighter. It's very apparently rainy right now. Yeah, this is just kind of like the mountainous region that I'm in right now. You're kind of crossing from the snow back over to the south, the warmer sides. Here's another house built by someone just up here by this this spire where you can fast travel back and forth. I think this is a Hyperion one as well. It didn't used to be. It was an abandoned castle at one point, and I only remember this because I've been watching the tame level on these animals, because if they're gonna untame before this person gets back on to feed them, then I'm gonna come here and probably retame these animals when it gets closer, unless somebody beats me to it. This was kind of just like an abandoned castle on the server. These people had these animals tamed. They're not here anymore. They're not active on their castle. They're not active on our server. They're not taking care of those animals. So Hyperion, good buddy that he is, massive fucking everything on the server. Anyway, went ahead and took that over. He'll probably destroy it if he doesn't find a use for it. I don't really know what his plans are. I don't really care, to be honest. But I had found it before him when it was still abandoned. I raided everything out of it, stole everything that wasn't nailed down. And then, so when he found it, it was probably very empty. Like a couple chests that had like a couple flowers in it, and that was it. I didn't leave much behind when I found it. If I find anything abandoned on the server, I will raid it to its fullest extent. All that stuff is mine now. If I had outpost thrones, I would put them down on some big cool castle that I found, maybe, that somebody had built and it was abandoned now, and I'd be like, oh, this is my castle, haha. But I don't really do it. I don't watch to pay attention to who's abandoned and who's not. If I fly up on it and it says abandoned, I'll probably raid it, take all the important stuff or the cool stuff out of it, and then go on without my day. Welcome to the Shadow Cape. That's why I love living here also. Anytime you fly into this area, it's called the Shadow Cape. And I don't know, I just kind of liked it. We picked this area because this was really the first area that it lets you build out of that little starting circle right there. Excuse me. And it was just kind of like, why not? We walked up on it and we were like, you know, it ain't right, it ain't bad, let's start building. And we kind of just started, and it turned into a whole big thing. And like, now I have all my little 3-tier buildings, my monsters, my little farm hut, and I just love it. I love it so much. I love the stilty. It used to be a tree house. It started out being a tree house. People ate the trees out of my house. They came over and they harvested the trees out of my tree house so that I couldn't have a tree house anymore. Very dick move, you know, but it is what it is. People do those type of things. So I just took the trees out, and now it's a stilt hut type deal. I miss the trees. I miss it being a tree house. It looked really cool when this mountain, like this whole area, well, there was a tree there, and a tree there, and a tree out front here, and a tree in that building. And they were actually inside the buildings, like the leaves and stuff. It looked really cool, but I digress. Hey, you know, watch out for stuff like that. If you play on any type of server, people are just assholes. But anyway, this is Citadel, Forged with Fire. I kind of didn't mean to do as long a video as I did right now, but I really like this game, and I really wanted to show people what it looks like, because a lot of people have not heard of it. And it fell through the cracks for me. I never even seen a video, heard a whisper, boo, about it until one day somebody told Jimmy. Jimmy comes home and says, hey, you heard of Citadel? Did you hear anything about it? I'm like, no, let's check it out. And we look at it and we're like, dude, that looks so fun, let's play it. And so we started playing it. I really think it's a really, really fun game. Even if you're playing by yourself, there's a lot to go through. There's a lot to fight. There's a lot of dungeons to run, a lot of caves to run, a lot of tier stuff to work through when you're doing your crafting, when you're doing your level ups. It's fun. It's a good game. I mean, you definitely put, you know, a few hundred hours in it easy. Like, just in the building alone, I know that I can put 100 hours in, but I like to build, and this is probably not going to be the only house that I build. I might go to a PvP server and build there, or, you know, whichever. Build another house here. Sorry for the dings. But I digress. This is Citadel Forged with Fire. Thank you guys for checking out my video today, looking and seeing what I'm up to. I'll try to make more videos as it comes up. I really enjoy making my videos, and I haven't made one in a long time, and that Boundless was supposed to be like, bam, make a video. It hasn't been a minute, you know, kind of throw it out there type deal. And I need to go back and redo that video, because I only got to show a little bit of how the game is played and what its mechanics are like, and I really wanted to touch on the portal aspect of Boundless and the travel to different planets. That is really, really, really cool. I really, really love it. A lot of people love Boundless, and that's very apparent when you get to these mega hubs that people have put together. Just a million portals in one location where you can just go to these different planets on the European servers, on different, you know, Japan servers, all these different things. It's very, 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 very cool. Boundless is awesome. Check that one out as well. This was Citadel, Forged with Fire. It's a good game as well. Check it out. Check my other games out. Leave a like, you know, some comments or whatnots in the little boxy. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit me up. And I will see you next time. I hope that you enjoyed this little look into Citadel Forged with Fire.